Alright, bookworms and podcast aficionados, Drock Freak here, and I'm back with another episode of Reading with an Otaku. This time, I dove headfirst into a classic that's been sitting on my to-read list far too long. Zora Neale Hurston's Their Eyes Were Watching God. I've always been aware of its significance, but never took the plunge, and boy am I glad I finally did. The story follows Janie Crawford, a woman in her 40s who returns to her small Florida town after a mysterious year-long absence. Immediately, the townsfolk are buzzing with gossip, but Janie doesn't care. She's here to share her story, and she does so with her friend Phoebe. What follows is a powerful, moving, and sometimes heartbreaking account of Janie's life and her search for love and self-discovery. Hurston's writing is simply phenomenal. From the very first pages, I was completely captivated by her vivid descriptions and authentic voice. The story opens with Janie's sexual awakening, a powerful and poetic metaphor of a blossoming pear tree kissed by bees. Right away, the reader is drawn into Janie's internal world and her deep desire for connection. It's a beautiful and evocative image that sets the tone for the entire novel. We then learn about Janie's upbringing with her grandmother Nanny, who experienced the horrors of slavery. Nanny aims to provide Janie with a life she never had, but her deeply influenced perspective leads her to arrange a marriage for Janie with an older, wealthy farmer named Logan Killix. While Logan can provide security, he can't offer Janie anything in the way of love. This is where Janie's journey truly begins. What I found most compelling was Janie's resilience and determination to find her own path, even within the constraints of the early 20th century South. She leaves Logan and runs off with the charismatic Jody Starks to Eatonville, Florida, an all-black town where Jody becomes a prominent figure. However, Jody turns out to be controlling and possessive. He wants Janie as a trophy wife, silencing her voice and stifling her spirit. This section of the book was particularly frustrating to read, as I saw Janie's dreams being slowly crushed. Yet, even in the face of this oppression, Janie refuses to be completely broken. After Jody's death, she finally finds a taste of freedom and independence. She meets Tea Cake, a younger, free-spirited man who treats her with kindness and respect. Their relationship is passionate and exciting, and Janie finally experiences the kind of love she's always longed for. However, their story is not without its challenges. They face the hardships of working in the Everglades and the devastating force of the Okeechobee hurricane. It's this latter event that leads to tragedy when Tea Cake contracts rabies while saving Janie from drowning. The final act of the book is heartbreaking, forcing Janie to make an impossible decision. Hurston's use of language is just as powerful as the story itself. The dialogue is rich with Southern vernacular, and I felt like I was eavesdropping on real conversations. As a black person from the South, the voices and cadence of the characters felt familiar and authentic. I could almost hear my own family members speaking the same way, especially my older relatives. It added a layer of depth and connection to the story that I deeply appreciated. Their eyes were watching. God is more than just a love story. It's a coming-of-age tale, a social commentary, and a powerful exploration of identity, race, and gender. Janie's journey is not always easy, but it's ultimately triumphant. She learns to find her voice, embrace her independence, and define her own happiness. Overall, I would highly recommend Their Eyes Were Watching God to anyone who appreciates beautifully written stories with complex and relatable characters. It's a book that will stay with you long after you finish reading it, and it's a testament to the power of storytelling. This is a book that, without a doubt, you should read. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. So that's it for this week's episode of Reading with an Otaku. Until next time, keep reading.